TimeShot, yes, TimeShot. I'm in the place where my friends are, and I know together we'll go far. Yeah, TimeShot, yes, TimeShot. And I'm still doing things the TimeShot way.
Hello, people, it's Poet, and we're back on TimeShot. And it's super late at night. Actually, it's not too late. It's not as late as I had recorded a few episodes ago and I said that it was late. It's not quite that late. Late enough, though, that I am catching myself yawning. And if, I mean, if you hear these long pauses in the video, it could be that I just yawned. And it's not that I'm bored or that I don't enjoy what I'm doing right now. It's just that I'm kind of beat. But let's see here. Is there any wood in this place whatsoever? Wood would be good. Wood. No wood? Alright. Well, guess we'll have to find it ourselves. Or just swim back the long way. Let me just quickly check to see. Maybe there are some trees growing. Nope. Interesting design he's doing. I don't want to spoil too much. You'll just have to watch Edson's videos to see what he's doing with this whole project here. So today I have some good news and some bad news. One is about not my channel really, but like, well, my whole content in general. And the other is more of a rant about something that I just recently went through. So you've got channel update / rant, and one of them's good, one of them's bad. You get the best of both worlds. The boast of best worlds. Best worlds. What? Anyway. Let's start with the good news. You know, I know some people like me starting with the bad news, but I think that's a rant that could go on for an indefinite amount of time. So I'm going to start with the good news because it kind of has a finite nature to it. It's just something that happened. I need to tell you guys about it. And then once I've told you about it, then it's done. So let's start with that news first. As you guys know, I think it was a few episodes back now. Maybe 3 episodes back? 4? 2? 3? 4? Whatever. 5? I don't know. It was several episodes back. I suggested I was interested in Beam partnership. Now, I've been talking about streaming platforms and all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff lately, and how I think that streaming definitely will be, and is already becoming, a very special part of content creation, especially in the video game world. You know, you go to places like Twitch and Beam and even YouTube gaming. Like, YouTube doesn't have a streaming platform except for gaming. But my point is that no matter where you go, it's gaming. So gaming content really goes hand in hand with streaming. Like, the only other real kind of streams out there are like the Periscope style, Vine, not even Vine, but like the Uplay, the like just vlogging almost style of streams. But those are not as popular in any way to the amount of gaming streams you see. 90% of the streams you see on Twitch, 99% of the streams you see on Beam, 100% of the streams you see, well, not even 100, maybe 99% of the streams you see in YouTube gaming are all gaming streams. And there's something to be said about that. If you don't embrace that now, you're going to be left behind, kind of thing, as a content creator who does video game content. So I definitely wanted to delve into that world. And I was choosing a platform, and I had said very early on, not just 5 episodes ago, but maybe 10, 20 episodes ago, I said, you know, I'm looking for a streaming platform right now. I'm trying different ones. I've tried Twitch in the past. I'm trying YouTube Gaming. I tried Beam. I don't know which is which. I said at that time, you know, Beam really looks good. It feels good, but it doesn't get any views. And I have to think about the views. As selfish as that sounds, you know, I want to touch the most amount of people. Like, I want to reach those people. I want to interact with those people. If I'm doing this hugely interactive stream and it's only being seen by 3 people, well, that's not very good. You know, that's not worth it almost. I don't get paid to stream as it is. But at least on YouTube, when I would stream, there'd be like 100, 150 people there. And it felt like when I was streaming, I was at least reaching someone with the words that I'd say. You know, the effort, because streaming to me, it still is. It's always going to be, I feel like, effort. It's effort to me. It's tiring, it's exhausting. It's in a good way these days, but definitely it takes its toll. And I think a lot of that is the length. You know, there are people like Edson who stream for 3 hours. There are people who stream even longer than that, you know, who actually do, you know, 5 hours every single day or more. It's insane, those kinds of numbers. And I feel exhausted and almost, you know, I just feel this almost same, how I feel right now, even though it's late at night right now as my excuse. It might not be late at all, and I'll feel tired. I'll feel exhausted because of the stream. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing in this case. It definitely is a factor as to why I don't do it like 5 times a week. And it's definitely a factor as to why I don't do it for 3 hours every stream. But it's still something that I do enjoy. Okay? Don't get me wrong with that. I do enjoy it. But it's something that I had to definitely adapt to. You know how I said in the last video, you know, the whole try it 3 times thing, and you know, the more you do something, the more you start to enjoy it. If you genuinely really do enjoy it. That's definitely the case. I had to almost learn, I had to acquire a taste for it, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know how people do it for that long, but I've been trying my hardest to do lots of streaming on different platforms where I can reach the most amount of people. And then I found this Restream program called Restream. And it lets me stream to multiple places. And I thought, you know, that's perfect. Because then I can get the numbers on YouTube while I simultaneously enjoy the perks that Beam has. Like a stream bot that has custom commands. Better moderation tools for my mods. It has an interactive element. I've added a soundboard, and so on. And then came the partnership thing. So the partnership thing is something that I wanted on Beam. After some time there. After some time, I was like, you know what? I bet Beam, it would be possible to get partnered on. But it would take a lot of effort, a lot of work, because I didn't expect it would be handed to me. Whereas YouTube really doesn't offer a partnership, quote unquote, anymore. Not since 2009, really. And Twitch offers a partnership, but while I could have probably been partnered with Twitch in the past automatically, with the view counts going down and down and down every month on YouTube, that was getting less and less and less and less likely, especially since their requirements were going up and up and up and up and up. It's the exact opposite. Their requirements go up, my stats go down, and so the where I could have qualified for streaming before, I no longer did, or no longer do, and a little bit disappointed by that. You know, at one point, I'm not saying that, you know, I would have preferred Twitch. I'm just saying that at one point I could have been dedicated to getting that kind of a thing. And for one reason or another, I just didn't feel like it, you know. It was this motivation thing. And I have a little mini regret to that I didn't do it earlier, that I didn't try. But fast forward to today, and I think, you know what? Beam partnership is definitely an option. Because it's a great community. Great people work there. You know, I know a lot of the people who stream there, who are partnered there, and who work there. In fact, I could probably name, you know, 6 or so people who work there, who are staff members of Beam, who are good acquaintances of mine, if not good friends of mine. Like, I know several of the staff members. So I knew that it would be a great place to be. And I wanted to give it a try. And I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. To the point where I liked it enough that I was like, you know what? I might as well try to get partnership. But I had my doubts, because the requirements for partnership they're not easy. You have to stream a lot. You have to have a certain amount of people watching all the time. You have to show dedication, maturity. You have to show professionalism. You have to fill out a ton of forms. Then you have to go through a trial process where the staff members actually watch you and judge you and the content you make. They check the stats, your engagement, how much you engage with the people, how much the people in the chat engage back. And that was tough. That was definitely tough when it came to the fact that, you know, half of my viewers aren't even on Beam. They are watching on YouTube. Now, interact with Beam. You know, make sure your interaction numbers on Beam are high. Oh, most of your viewers are on YouTube? Well, we don't care. If you want partnership with us, well, you just have to have those high numbers on Beam. So it was tough, you know. But I worked at it. I worked at it. I worked at it. I applied. I went through the process. And it sure wasn't a cakewalk. It sure was not. You know, despite me knowing so many people, it was just as difficult for me as it would be for anybody else. I was judged the same way by neutral parties. It had to be a neutral party. Like, they genuinely said, like, listen, Poet, we know you. We cannot judge you. We are going to get a third party to come in and approve your thing, or not. And they did. And it's like that kind of stuff, that kind of level of dedication, like we take that seriously kind of mentality. I liked that. I respected that. And I was up to the challenge, definitely. Because when it came to partnerships, I didn't want to be handheld. I didn't want someone to come to me and say, well, you know what? We know you. You're a good guy. You have what it takes. Here's partnership. Because I feel like I wouldn't have motivated myself enough at that point. I probably would have grabbed that partnership and been like, great. Well, I'm never streaming here again. I feel like that's what would have happened. Forcing me to take it seriously, well, now I take it seriously. I took it seriously. I still do. So it was kind of a good thing that they didn't hold my hand like that, that they didn't hand out a partnership to me like that. And they couldn't stress that enough. How, like, listen, we're not going to just give this to you. You have to work at this. And so I was a little nervous about it. I was a little nervous, but I did get it. I did. That's the good news. I got my partnership. I am a official Beam partner. Partnered streamer with all the benefits that comes with. So it does have a sub button. You know, you see other streamers out there, like Win has her subscribers that she caters to on Beam. And now I will have my own. They'll get chat features, a special icon beside their name to show that they are supporters of me. They'll get the ability to use custom emotes in the chat. What else? They'll get, I think, custom commands I can set up eventually. And other little perks to, you know, my specific channel. The main one, of course, being the custom emotes and stuff, right? So That's really the main one. Custom emotes, all for a subscription fee. But no, it does support me. So I've already gone to my patrons, because you guys also support me on patreon.com. And I've already gone to the patrons and said, like, listen, what we're going to be doing, because I have this new sub button, is that people who subscribe to me on Beam, it's a monthly subscription thing, they get the same perks that someone who would pledge to me on Patreon would. So what I'm going to do is say to them, like, listen, you can roll over your stuff from Patreon to Beam. In fact, I'd welcome that at right now, if that's the perk you want. You basically get all the perks of Patreon at, say, a $5 level. But then you also get the additional perks that come with Beam support. So it's like a win-win, really. It's really, you get extra benefits for Beam chat, and you still support me. Now, if someone's, say, supporting me for like $15, and they want to pledge like, say, only 10, and then support me on Beam as well, in addition to, then that's perfectly fine too. And I'm totally willing to work with the supporters in that way, to give them the perks that they really want, you know? But it'll be kind of interesting, that working from a both sub on Beam thing and Patreon thing. I can't wait to see how it all works out. And go from there, honestly. So that was the good news. I welcome you guys to go and subscribe at any time. I am going to be streaming at my normal time, 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday being, well, probably by the time I post this, today, possibly, or yesterday. Either way, I welcome you guys to come and sub while I'm streaming. Would be really awesome, because then you get the added benefit of a shout out. There's also the fact that we can celebrate it live, kind of thing. But whenever you want, that is perfectly fine. You can go and subscribe on Beam. The button is at the top. Beam.pro/poplays, by the way. Link has actually now been in the description for a while, as I dedicate more and more and more of my time to that. So, that all said, that's the good news. I'll try to make it's not bad news, it's just a bad experience. It's a rant. Has nothing to do with Beam, thankfully. It actually has something to do with something else. So, I've been actually applying for different jobs here and there. I know you guys know this. It's no secret. I've been struggling financially. I've been looking for work. I haven't had a lot of bites, honestly. Though my resume's good, just people not calling me back. People who have said to me, "Yes, you're qualified. We love you." And then that's it. And then I don't hear from them. It's a little bit frustrating. It's nerve-wracking, you know, because the time is ticking, and you know, I don't expect you guys will pull off some kind of a charity event like I did before, and yet the money needs to still appear somehow. So I'm getting a little desperate for it. So I applied to this one place, and it took me through a few trials. Hard to explain. But basically you apply, and then they give you a qualifying exam. They show you the guidelines for the position, and then to qualify for that position, you need to do a practice thing, and then once you've done the practice module, you do a practice exam, and then once you've done the practice exam, you do the real exam. And why I wanted to rant is because I actually just did it. There was a time limit on it. There was a time limit, and I just got it this morning, and it said, by the way, you need to finish this by tonight. So, okay, that in itself kind of sucked. You know, I have to put away time today to do that. And I almost forgot to. I was almost like, well, I think I'll go to bed early or something. Go watch movie. Oh yeah, I have to do this exam. So I did it. I did the practice one first. Took me about, I don't know, not a long time, 20-30 minutes. And it failed. It failed. There were broken web pages. There were broken images. And basically, like, here's an example of how the exam kind of works, is that it'll show you a page or an image or something and then ask you a question like any exam would that you take online. But picture you're taking an exam and it says like, what is this a picture of? And then it's just like a little broken X, little broken image X. And you're like, okay, well, answer. The image is broken. And then you click submit. And then they say, nope, wrong, incorrect. That was a picture of a turtle. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the actual crap? And it did that so often, like 20, 30 times out of an exam that has maybe 60 questions, that I just eventually just stopped caring, stopped trying. And it was frustrating because, you know, this kind of job, it would have sucked, honestly, but I'll take anything at this point. I was willing to, you know, suck it up and do what I needed to in order to pay the bills. And yet it didn't even let me have that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so frustrating when you try so hard to accomplish something and beyond your control, it doesn't work. That, to me, was just rage-inducing. So I finished the practice exam, the first practice exam, and I dealt with all these broken images and broken pages. It's like, click on this link to see the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I click on it, and it's a broken page. So I say, broken page, doesn't work, can't see it. Wrong, incorrect. The answer is that it's a page related to sports memorabilia. Give me a break! I raged so much about it. So I sent them an email and I was like, listen, guys, listen, this is wrong. This is not right. You're setting me up for failure. There's no way I can pass an exam where 50% of the questions are actually genuinely broken. I need this to work. I need this to work. So I go and I start doing the actual exam, the actual exam. And it was actually worse than the practice one in that there were probably twice the number of broken pages and stuff. To the point where it got so ridiculous that I just stopped caring and I was just answering. I just clicked next, you know. Circle A for every single one and just hit next. That's how ridiculous it got. Here's the middle right there. So I'm gonna go up there probably. I'm gonna try something actually. So let's remove all the work that I just did. Let's just remove some of this. I'm not gonna go all the way around until I know this is what I want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do. And what I'm going to do here is I don't have any quartz except for this one. But what I think I'm going to do is actually go upwards with it. And then this, meanwhile, can be too wide, like so. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, what I plan on doing here, is it's not anywhere near as tall as I need it to be. Is it? Well, actually, No. You know what? I'm going to make it probably double the height. Yeah. I got to figure this out for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 5. I'm going to grab some stairs, guys. But yeah, there's nothing more upsetting than when you genuinely care about something. Because, like, my heart was actually beating a little bit faster when I was doing this exam. Because, you know, like, this is for... I actually already applied for it. So you submit your resume. The way that this whole thing works is you submit your resume to show that you are qualified. Once they approve of that, they say, yep, we see that you would actually fit this position. So what you need to do is go through this stuff to get an idea of what we do here. Like video production, for example. Here's some examples of things that we produce, you know? And then after you do that, then they send the practice exam and then the qualifier exam. Once you qualify, then you actually start work. So I'd already technically qualified for it. I got past the initial, like, nope, you do not fit this job. It was actually like, there is no interview with this job, by the way. That's the weird thing. That this whole qualifying exam thing is the interview. It is the important part. So that's why, like, my heart was beating a little fast. Like, I was excited about it. I was anxious about it because at the very least, no matter what happens, if I got this job, it would be paying enough to at least offset some of the costs that I have, you know? It'd be kind of a crummy job, but at least it would offset some of the costs of what I have. So it was important to me that I get it done and that I do it right and that I do well. And I studied for probably a total of 4 hours on this whole thing, their little mini curriculum, and the practice exam happened and it was a total bomb. And then the actual exam happened and it was even worse. And so I mean, I just, like, it was basically like, we are offering you this opportunity. We're offering you this opportunity to change your life right now. This opportunity to fix your situation. And then you're staring at it thinking, yes, you know, as if I get even this job, you know, it'll be a crappy job, but oh man, it would be so sweet to actually be able to, like, afford things. Afford food would be nice sometimes. And then they rip that away. They rip it away and say, nope, sorry, just kidding. JK. JK. That's kind of how it felt. It was just so crappy. You know, hard to explain how that feels, but not good. But not good. So I hope now, like, that. Yeah. I hope now that, like, they'll see my email. The thing is that they said, oh, we'll contact you in 3 days when I sent the email in. We're experiencing more emails than expected. We'll contact you in 3 days. You think you're experiencing more emails than expected? You think? I can tell you why. Because your site's broken. Man, it annoyed me. Oh, did it ever. But, you know, at the end of the day, if I don't get this, it'll be disappointing. But, you know, I gotta move on if that's the case. I gotta just keep trying. I just gotta keep doing what I can to survive. And then, you know, if ultimately nothing comes up, then I really don't know. You know, me and Win were saying, like, all we have to do is survive until June, July, something like that, because our visa should be approved by then. June or July. Please, please, please. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just do this for a second. Let's go over to here. And like right here maybe. And then this is actually going to go up by like more. Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely like to there. Okay. And then let's put these here. Just trying to figure this out, you guys. I need to go all the way to the end. Is that the end? That's the end. Okay. I hear an ambulance. Godspeed, as they say. So, yeah, I mean, I do have another... I'll be honest with you guys. I have another interview lined up soon. But I don't know how that is going to all pan out either. It's all very frustrating that this has to happen anyway, but you know, I still have to, like I said, just keep on moving forward with everything and hope for the best. There we go. There we go. And I have had a few people suggest different companies to me, different places that are hiring to me. I do appreciate all of that as well. But for the most part, I know what I'm qualified for. And though I appreciate the help, it's okay. You don't need to send me places to apply to or things like that. I'll figure it out, you guys. Don't you worry. But yeah, the whole search has been sort of a frustrating thing. And like I was starting to say, yeah, we only have to make it until June or July because then our visa will be approved, hopefully. Hopefully by then it'll all be approved and we'll be able to get married, and then I'll be able to move there. And once I move there, then I mean my costs will be literally cut in half every month, and then we should be okay for a little while longer. But yeah, how's this all looking? So that was kind of the bad news. I wanted to rant. I just needed to get that off my chest. That's going to be quartz coming down. I don't know. I don't know. I actually feel like maybe that... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can get rid of that one. Can I hit it? Uh-oh. Ah. This is all going to be quartz right here where I am right now. I'm going to start from there. So we'll have a little bit of a zigzaggy pattern in a weird way. Okay, so it's going to be this black hardened clay up here, and then it goes quartz all the way up. And this is all going to be quartz in here. All this right here, the empty space, is all going to be quartz. And then there's going to be glass. This whole top part will not be quartz, is what I'm saying. It's going to be tough to try to visualize, but you know what? You'll see maybe next time. I'll probably work on this for another, I don't know, couple hours. Grab some quartz. I don't have much left, but I might go mining for some. I gave a ton to Edson the other day. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for watching. Like this video, comment below. Do all those other awesome things people do. So again, check out that sub button on Beam. It's beam.pro/poetplays. The sub button is there. I know that some people are even saying like, I know I can't watch Beam. Beam doesn't really work for me, but I'll still sub to you there. And that's kind of sweet. That's kind of nice to have that sort of support, you know. So again, thank you for even just checking it out, hitting that follow button there, and hitting the subscribe button there. And as far as the rant goes, yeah, there's nothing much I can do about that. That's kind of just, it's out of my hands, and that's why I ranted. It's because it was out of my hands, the whole exam, everything. And when it's that important, man, you really hate when things don't go your way. You know, it really would have made the difference of a lifetime if it had been 100% perfect. Then I would have been confident. But now I have to try to, like, get some kind of, like, a makeup exam or explain why it didn't work. Or maybe they just be like, well, you know what? That's fate. Have a good day. Goodbye. You didn't qualify. Like, that's ultimately their choice, and they probably will do that, you know? Because if I'm having some technical issue now, then it's probably a sign that they shouldn't hire me. I don't know. Either way, something for me to dwell on. But again, thank you guys. We'll see you next time on TimeShot. Bye-bye.